The tension surrounding the upcoming rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach has reached a fever pitch, with emotions running high and the stakes climbing higher than ever. Davis, a fighter known for his explosive power and unrelenting confidence, has made it clear that this fight is personal. During a recent press conference, he stood at the center of the stage, his words cutting through the air like a blade. He warned Roach to drop the trash talk, promising to silence him in the ring. His message was unmistakable. This isn't just about winning, it's about domination. Davis's fiery rhetoric didn't stop there. On social media, he issued a chilling statement, tweeting, "It can get bad for you in and outside. Keep faking." The word sparked a wave of reactions across the boxing world, with fans and analysts debating whether the feud has crossed into dangerous territory. For Davis, this rematch is an opportunity to erase the doubts that surfaced after their first encounter, which ended in a controversial draw. The stakes are not just about the belt or bragging rights, but about legacy and proving who the better fighter truly is. The first fight between Davis and Roach left the boxing community buzzing. Many believed Roach exposed vulnerabilities in Davis, a fighter once thought to be untouchable. The draw was a shock to those who viewed Davis as a near-invincible force, with some even arguing that Roach deserved the win. During that fight, an unusual moment occurred when Davis took a knee, claiming that baby oil or grease had gotten into his eye. The incident became a talking point, with critics suggesting it was an excuse for an underwhelming performance. The fight itself was widely criticized as lackluster, failing to live up to the hype surrounding two elite fighters. Now, as the rematch looms, Davis is determined to rewrite the narrative. He's not just fighting Roach, he's fighting to reclaim his aura of dominance. In a significant move, Davis has returned to training under his longtime coach, Calvin Ford. After experimenting with other coaching arrangements, Davis's decision to reunite with Ford signals a return to the roots that made him a star. Ford, who has been with Davis through much of his rise, brings a sense of familiarity and discipline to the camp. Their chemistry is undeniable, and those close to the team say the training sessions have been intense and focused. Ford's presence is seen as a stabilizing force, particularly after the first fight raised questions about Davis's preparation. The reunion has sparked optimism among Davis's supporters, who believe Ford's guidance will help him exploit the holes in Roach's game. The goal is clear: no more close calls, no more controversies, just a definitive victory. Davis's training camp has been the subject of much discussion, with reports emerging of his devastating power in sparring sessions. In one instance, he reportedly dropped a sparring partner with a single punch, a feat that aligns with his reputation for delivering fight-ending blows. Those who have witnessed his workouts describe a fighter in peak physical and mental condition. His combinations are sharp, his movements precise, and his intensity unmatched. This level of preparation suggests Davis is leaving nothing to chance. He's not just training to win, he's training to make a statement. The memory of the first fight, where he failed to shine, lingers, and he's determined to ensure history doesn't repeat itself. The build-up to the rematch has been fueled by heated exchanges between the two fighters. Davis, never one to shy away from confrontation, escalated the feud when he reacted strongly to Roach mentioning his family. Roach had spoken about the deep connection his family has to his boxing journey, but Davis took it as a personal slight. In a charged moment, Davis warned Roach to keep family out of the rivalry, his voice dripping with intensity. "Don't bring them," he repeated, emphasizing that the fight should remain between the two men in the ring. The exchange added an emotional layer to an already intense matchup, with Davis making it clear that he views any mention of his loved ones as crossing a line. For him, this fight is about settling scores, both professional and personal. Adding to the drama, Davis reportedly made a bold move by challenging Roach's team to a $100 billion bet on the outcome of the fight. While the figure is likely exaggerated, the gesture speaks volumes about Davis's confidence. He's not just talking a big game, he's putting his reputation and pride on the line. The bet, whether real or symbolic, underscores his belief that he will walk away victorious. It's a classic Davis move, brash, audacious, and designed to get under his opponent's skin. The boxing world is eating it up, with fans and pundits alike buzzing about the implications of such a high-stakes challenge. Davis has also drawn attention for his comments about his opponent's tendencies to talk tough before fights only to falter in the ring. He's seen this pattern before, fighters hyping themselves up during press conferences, only to crumble under his speed and power once the bell rings. He believes Roach will follow the same script. When they start talking, "That's when y'all get dumped," Davis said, his words laced with disdain. He's convinced that Roach's bravado will fade when faced with his relentless pressure. For Davis, the ring is where the truth comes out, and he's eager to prove that Roach's performance in the first fight was a fluke. The boxing community has been quick to weigh in on the matchup. Frank Martin, a fellow fighter, offered his perspective, acknowledging Roach's skills but predicting a tough night for him. Martin described Davis as a dog, implying that his relentless pressure and power will overwhelm Roach. This isn't just speculation, it's an assessment grounded in Davis's track record and fighting style. Martin's comments reflect a broader sentiment among fighters and analysts. While Roach is a formidable opponent, Davis's unique combination of speed, power, and ring IQ makes him the favorite. Steven Espinoza, a prominent figure in boxing promotion, also chimed in, emphasizing that Davis is at his best at 135 pounds. While Davis has tested himself at 140 pounds, Espinoza believes his power and agility shine brightest in the lighter division. He also addressed rumors of a potential fight with Shakur Stevenson, revealing that preliminary discussions fell through due to contractual issues. Stevenson, Espinoza noted, was seeking a long-term commitment rather than a one-off fight. For now, the focus remains on Roach, but the mention of Stevenson highlights the high expectations surrounding Davis and the constant demand for marquee matchups. Roach, for his part, is not to be underestimated. A former champion in his division, he brings a wealth of experience and skill to the ring. With only one loss on his record, Roach has proven his resilience and ability to compete at the highest level. His style, characterized by sharp technique and intelligent pressure, makes him a dangerous opponent. The first fight demonstrated that he can hold his own against Davis, and he's likely spent the intervening time studying his opponent's tendencies. Roach's confidence is rooted in his belief that he can not only compete with Davis but defeat him. His camp has been quiet but focused, with no signs of intimidation despite Davis's aggressive rhetoric. The first fight's draw has left a lasting impact on how both fighters are perceived. For Davis, it was a rare blemish on an otherwise stellar career, prompting questions about whether his dominance is waning. For Roach, it was a statement that he belongs among the elite, capable of standing toe-to-toe with one of boxing's biggest stars. The rematch is an opportunity for both men to shape their legacies. For Davis, it's about proving that the first fight was an anomaly. For Roach, it's about solidifying his place as a top-tier fighter and potentially pulling off one of the biggest upsets in recent memory. Comparisons have been drawn between this rivalry and the famous Floyd Mayweather-Marcos Maidana saga. In their first fight, Maidana shocked the world by pushing Mayweather to the limit, with many believing he deserved the win. Mayweather, however, made adjustments in the rematch, showcasing his ability to adapt and dominate. Davis now finds himself in a similar position. Roach's performance in the first fight put him on notice, and the rematch is his chance to show that he can make the necessary adjustments to reassert his dominance. The parallels are striking, and fans are eager to see if Davis can follow in Mayweather's footsteps. Terence Crawford, one of boxing's sharpest minds, has also weighed in on Davis's abilities. He praised not just Davis's raw power but his timing and accuracy, which make him a unique threat. Crawford noted that Davis doesn't need multiple chances to end a fight, just one perfectly placed shot. This assessment underscores why Davis remains a favorite despite the doubts raised by the first fight. His ability to find openings and capitalize on them with devastating force sets him apart from his peers. As the fight approaches, the buzz continues to grow. Social media is flooded with clips of Davis's training sessions, showcasing his speed and power. Fans have shared stories of celebrity encounters with Davis, from Shaquille O'Neal taking him to dinner to Mike Tyson declaring him his favorite fighter. These anecdotes only add to the mystique surrounding Davis, a fighter who commands attention both in and out of the ring. Tyson, in particular, has expressed a desire to see Davis face Vasily Lomachenko, though he believes Davis's power would be too much for the Ukrainian star. Despite his star power, Davis's pay-per-view numbers have sparked debate. Some reports suggest his fights have struggled to break 150,000 buys, a far cry from the numbers generated by boxing's biggest draws. Critics argue that Davis's marketability doesn't match his in-ring talent, pointing to his reliance on high-profile opponents like Ryan Garcia to boost sales. Others counter that his comeback fight against Frank Martin, which sold over 300,000 pay-per-views, shows his drawing power when the circumstances are right. The upcoming rematch with Roach will be a test of his ability to generate interest without a marquee name opposite him. Ultimately, This fight is about more than just numbers or bragging rights. It's about two fighters with everything to prove. Davis is fighting to reclaim his status as boxing's most feared knockout artist. Roach is fighting to prove that he's more than a challenger, that he can dethrone a king. The intensity of their feud, from social media spats to heated press conference exchanges, has set the stage for a showdown that promises to deliver fireworks. When the bell rings on March 1st at the Barclays Center, the boxing world will be watching to see who emerges as the true victor in this high-stakes rematch.